Well, this is KusoGr4nde, the Bad Video Game Tournament. We have 3 more games coming up today. Tina Hex, thank you for resubscribing, and I saw that we got some bits from Toon Pirate and KusoGr4nde resubscribed. Thank you. Look at all those butts. Well, you know what? The next game is going to be butts. This GM hasn't actually chosen during this tournament quite yet, so I'm glad that we get a chance to welcome Pezmerga back. Pezmerga doesn't hop into voice, though, so who's going to be joining? Is it you, Mike?
I guess I'll stick around. I did test this game a bit, so I know a little bit about it.
Okay, you're welcome to stick around. Pfizer can also jump in if he wants.
I am going to get a glass of water before the match, though.
Ah, gotcha. Okay, well, here is the game. I don't know what this says. Can someone translate it for me? Justin's gonna translate. We're playing this game. Super Tekkyuu fight? Ooh, okay. Next game is Super Tekkyuu fight, or apparently Ultraman from some people. What a great name. We're gonna name this guy Ultraman. He's pretty good. He's a good dude. Well, thank you, Professor Ness. Wow, that's a lot of bits. Thank you. Yes, you get a We're Back Dino now. I mean, if you want to consider that a good thing. No, seriously, thank you so much. Isn't this a crossover game? Sure, I have no idea. But it is supposedly Ultraman, and he is ultra ready. What's that? It could be Ultraman and Gundam. I wouldn't be too surprised if we have a bit of... This is kind of hideous, I'm not gonna lie. Oh wait, did Kamen Rider get in here? Yeah. I love Kamen Rider! Oh. The national anthem is still playing. Oh my gosh. Well, okay, go away, America. We need other tunes. There we go. This is better. Well, like, not better per se, but this is more hype building. America has left. America's gone. It's fine. So I hope you're all doing well. By the way, how's your day going? Does anybody have any exciting news as we get ready for the next match? Anything that you want to share with the world? You broke your toe? That's pretty exciting. I've never broken a bone. I hear that it's not the happiest experience in the world, but you know, it happens. So, congrats on the toe breaking. Oh wait, Tina, what happened? Tina, let me scroll up. Tina said, I'm awesome! Oh, you have a working arcade setup. Ooh, that's actually really awesome. Localaus, you got a new job? Yeah. Probably. That's good enough. I'm waiting right now for everybody to get streaming. I think Karo Z is the one who I'm just trying to work. Because I know he was. I know they were streaming. Let's see. I'll just go ahead and chill here. You want to write your cover letter for a job application? If you want to pay me, I've got a degree. And so that means you have to give me money. Yeah. Actually, it's something that's been a little bit funny. let's see. KusoGr4nde, are you streaming video games? Okay, so for the paper, money. No, it's I mean, if you go and study at school and you do a lot of work in order to like do something well, what you should do is definitely charge people. You know, I fully endorse people making money off of their education because that's what college is about. So if you go to school in computer science and then your relatives want you to fix their computers, just start charging a fee. Yeah. Oh, Crazy Sunshine, give you money to draw things? Aw. Yeah, honestly, you know what? For the next minute, everybody, go ahead and pimp out anything that you do creatively. I am allowing you all for the next minute to do advertisement. I'm giving you... Let me go ahead and time this. Okay, you've got 1 minute. There we go, yeah. Atari Girl fixes consoles. Arby's, they make sandwiches. Scuddy makes perlers. Apparently Loco Klaus does video game stuffs. We have Zeldo. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Fluffy Shenanigans, pixel art with cross-stitching. Oh, that's cool. Pasama does emotes. We have Galenfier doing retail with religious studies degree. That is, if anybody needs to commission some retail work, that's good. Windrider Shiva does QA. Jesus the Frog writes non-open source software. Awesome. We've got Let's Plays by Heavy Bass. Dink Wonderkitten draws stuff. We've got an artist and a game dev. Arbustle Chemist. Very nice. We also have more Arby stuff. That's cool. Voice acting work, which is awesome. Cadis helps with a video game tournament. We also have schematics and infographics, and that is a minute. We have so many people doing so much. Thank you. Share the love. Go hug everybody in chat and learn what they are doing. Thank you, everybody. I unfortunately am out of the time to read. Hello, Dog with a Knife. Thank you for subscribing. Please stay away from me with that knife. Thank you. I love this Frogger music, okay? This is... Like, I played Frogger back on the Atari 800 XL, and this is the music that I heard all the time. Are you squeezing my arm, Justin? Yeah, the dog has a knife. Everybody watch out. It's going to be spooky. Okay, Dragon is offering to do audio for us. Justin, why are you squeezing my arm? Justin wants to make waffles. Oh my gosh. Oh, life is so
And you were talking
good.
about them yesterday with
Yeah.
Banjara.
Yeah, you know, sometimes dreams do come true, Mike. We're gonna get waffles, everybody. Celebrate. Throw your hands up in the air for waffles. Oh. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? We are just about ready for the game. Oh, geez. Hi, Silver Moon. That's something. That is my face. As soon as I'm able to do audio...
That's not Silver Moon, that's a Karaz. Or Carol.
Did I really mess up not changing any of the names?
No, you changed all of them except for Silver Moon's.
Shh. I can fix this.
This is KusoGr4nde, a very professional stream.
Ignore me. Don't look. Oh, we're good. We are so good, Mike. Oh, look at that. That was fantastic. Okay, well, I think everybody is ready at this point. Thank you again, all the people stopping by. Thank you all the dogs with knives for coming and having fun. Okay, I'm checking with them to see if they are ready right now. Oh yeah, this is essentially Bomberman, from what I understand. Okay, it looks like Dragon is ready, Carol's ready, just waiting, Grumpmeister, good to go. What can you spam when we start? I don't know, I'm trying to think. What would be a good thing to spam, Mike?
I don't know. Is it like a ball and chain?
I don't know if there are many ball and chain emotes. Oh, there are some bombs. Let me see if those show up. Yeah, bombs. If you have bombs. You can also spam dogs and knives, because those are cool, too. Just a second. I'm almost... Okay, I'm doing the countdown. Spam all your bombs and your dogs and your knives. And I guess a cat is fine, too, but... let's go ahead and get ready to go. Oh, nice. That's what I love about Twitch. There are lots of dogs. Not as many bombs. I'm not too surprised, though. So,
there's even some cats.
Oh boy. It looks like they are allowed to choose any character, by the way.
Yes, I don't really know the differences between the characters. I personally chose Ultraman, just like Karaz did. I do know that this game is like Bomberman.
Okay.
Where you start off very weak, and you need to collect power-ups to really be able to survive in these stages. I don't think this game is actually too bad, even though it's a little Kuso in some senses. It's very easy to fall off. Dealing with the guys who shoot the missiles from above is a bit difficult to deal with. And unlike Bomberman, instead of throwing bombs, you just hit people with your ball and chain.
Well, I mean, that works. So
and if you die, you lose all your power-ups, and you don't restore health until you beat an entire stage, which is all 8 levels. I don't think there are any health power-ups. I didn't find any when I was playing.
That's a little bit scary. But looks like Grumpmeister is possibly through the first area, putting him in the lead. However, just based off of what you've been saying, you know, that's going to change. Because he's down to 3 bars of health.
Well, yeah, he's down to 3 bars of health, but he still has all of his lives, and this game does let you have 0 lives.
Oh, okay, that's nice. Continues. Players are allowed to select the stage. There are also passwords if for some reason there's a mistake.
No, players are just going in the order that the game tells them to go in.
Gotcha.
To make it easier to track.
Okay.
Continues are allowed, passwords are allowed. You don't get a password until you complete a full world.
That makes sense. Apparently there are extra lives per Pesmerga. Thank you for choosing the game, by the way, Pesmerga.
So this is actually a happy accident Slothbeard. They just all decided to go different characters. Feltemp is the Gundam, Grumpmeister is Kamen Rider, Karaz is Ultraman, and I don't know the name of the character that Dragon is.
I don't know. He's Dragon.
Okay, and it looks like out of the players, Karaz is being the slowest. He's playing it very safe here, which isn't necessarily a bad strategy, but he is starting to run out of time here.
Ah.
And according to Pismerga, who would know this stuff, Dragon is playing Fighter Roar.
Okay.
Or Fighter Roa.
One of them. He probably roars, I imagine.
So what generally happens... Oh, there are health power-ups, as Fell Temp just found one.
Nice.
But they're pretty... they're not common. At least when I was playing. I don't know if the drops are random, because I only played this for about 5 or 10 minutes. I can tell you that you really don't want to die in this game, because you lose all your power-ups when you die, which makes progress a lot slower.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Oh, it's... So, what do the power-ups do?
The ball and chain power-ups extend the range of your ball and chain. The flashing ball and chain power-up turns into a yellow ball and chain, which goes through the inanimate objects that you can break, so it makes them easier and faster to break.
Okay, gotcha. It is...
And it's really bad to fall in this game, because you take half damage if you fall, like half a life bar. And of course, the first thing I did when I was trying out the buttons was that I fell right off into a pit.
Wait, really?
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Because the A button is jump, and I was expecting, and I used to play Super Bomberman games as a kid, and A was like to lay the bomb, so I just expected that to be the attack button, but no, that's the B button.
Nice. I love it. So, this is in KusoGr4nde. What is bad about this particularly? Like, I've got the idea that some of the mechanics are a little bit jank.
It's a bit janky. I don't think it's that bad, but there's definitely some really annoying enemies that are hard to deal with, like those dinosaurs. Like, if you're on the same plane as them, they will bounce, and yes, do the earthquake attack, and if those flipping tiles hit you, then you're stunned and they charge right into you. And it's just really hard to dodge a lot of the attacks in this game. What does help is jumping, because it does make you move faster, but if you jump in the wrong spot, then you fall down a pit, and you lose half your health.
Well, that's nice. Yeah.
The other thing about this game is that the bosses are really long. At least the first boss that I fought was really long, takes a ton of hits, and even though I had a reliable strat for the boss, I died just because I was getting so impatient and was just trying to get more hits on the boss.
Oh no. Well, we'll see if the players have enough patience to not die against the boss when they get there. So, Cadus is saying that the players here actually, in general, took 3rd place during their last match, so they were given something somewhat kind. Unlike when I gave to the people who took 4th place in their matches, gave them one of the worst games imaginable. I love Conan!
And what's really funny is that, Kuso and garbage is always relative, because Carol's saying, well, this is hot garbage. So there you go. I honestly thought this game was pretty decent. I did play the Bomberman games as a kid. You can stun lock them if you're spaced correctly. The problem is, as I said before, if you die, what's really bad about dying is not only are you slowed down to your default speed, but your chain is really short. It's only 2 squares if you die, so it's really hard to get hits in safely on the enemies.
Okay, it looks like Dragon is continuing. Do you have infinite continues?
I have no clue. I will tell you that the passwords are short and easy to remember. They're only 4 digits. But they won't get a password until after they beat the first boss. Fell Temp is making good progress and is well on his way, especially since he's in 1st right now. Grumpmeister is not far behind with only 1 enemy left on the 5th stage. He's playing it safe, which is understandable because he's very low in health. and doesn't want to die. And while Dragon is a bit behind the others,
Okay.
it is worth noting that he still has all his lives, so that might help him out.
Well, he did get a game over, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, Kara's got a game over and decided to reset. I don't know if continues start you at the beginning of a world, or if they start you at the beginning of the area where you died.
Yeah, it's always worth continuing to see where you start.
Agreed.
And
I do remember there was one KusoGr4nde with Andy and Veritasu where one of the games was Swamp Thing, and Andy immediately restarted after dying, even though the game checkpointed him.
Oh yeah, there's, like, we were definitely yelling about it in chat. Like, I love when people just do not take the time to check that one thing. It's always worth checking, all of you KusoGr4nde players.
And that was a really close gauntlet, actually.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yes, Andy is a strong opponent, but he is only human, even though it doesn't seem so at times.
Oh! Yeah, every once in a while we find something that trips Andy up. I like it. But this game, you know what? Other people are saying that this doesn't necessarily look bad. I think that if you were playing, you might feel a little bit different. But even if this isn't as bad as Conan, I really enjoy when we have new genres appearing, because we've never had a game like this in KusoGr4nde.
Yeah. I think if you were to classify this game as Kuso, this is more on like the cute and goofy side, although to Japanese, this wouldn't be like that goofy to them, because, you know, having chibi-sized sprites and, you know, anime and the like is not that...
It's not that unusual, yeah.
So, Dragon's struggling a bit with this stage. All you have to do is bounce in that block and get on the platforms like that, and then you get down to the last guy. By
the way, Fel Tempo is on to the boss, it looks like.
Yeah, so this boss is not difficult, it's just really long. You just hit him once, and then you run away because he'll immediately fire a fireball, like that. And you can sneak in 2 hits, but you have a higher chance of him hitting you with a fireball after that.
Yeah, wow. This is
the fireball has a huge spread, so this is why dying kind of stinks. You can still dodge it after you die, but you have to jump, because your jump is faster than your normal movement after you die.
Why did they think that having this long disappearing, reappearing animation was fine?
Because they wanted a boss that was minutes long. Like I said, I figured out this boss really fast, but like, I died on it just because I was getting so impatient and wanted to get more hits in per cycle.
It's so boring.
It is! It's so bad.
Oh.
I just quit the game after I beat the boss, by the way. So after... Oh, actually, I didn't quite quit the game. I will tell you that the next level is probably a bit more Kuso, and I'll explain why once Feltemp gets there.
Oh, good.
I'm pretty confident he'll reach it. He still has 2 lives, and the game does allow for 0 lives, and he's figured out this.
And boss. I'm pretty sure continues just dump you back into the same level.
Okay.
Like, I don't think he'd even lose any progress. Okay, Dragon, moving on to the next area here. Boss time for Dragon and Grumpmeister. Karos is falling behind a little bit. He probably made a bad decision with continuing and decided not to.
Yeah.
At the same time, it can help in some ways encourage him to find strats that will make him go a little bit faster. I don't know. Like, things can change. We'll see.
Alright, it's interesting to know that Grump is on his last life. Feltemp took a death, so this might cause a chain reaction of some hits on him, just because it's a lot harder to dodge the fireball once you've lost all your speed power-ups. Although Feltemp is at the point where you can just kind of damage race the boss, and after a world is done, you do get all your health back.
Good.
So, and somehow the boss didn't fire at Feltemp after he hit the boss twice. I don't know what that's about, because the boss always counterattacked me after I was hitting him. And Feltemp is done with the first boss.
Nice.
Securing his lead. And yeah, that was a triple shot finish.
Grumpmeister figuring out how to land a couple hits on the boss. Yeah, it looks like he's not wanting to be patient either, which I can't blame him. Oh no, ice?
Yep, and this is why this level stinks. So, the normal looking ice tiles that Feltemp is on are just fine, but the actual, like, you know, white icy ones, once you walk on them, you'll constantly walk in that direction until you get off an icy tile, so you can easily fall off.
And are these spikes going to hurt you? Oh yeah, they do.
Just act as walls? I don't know, I just jumped over them.
Huh.
Oh, it does look like, yeah, you can be pushed into the spikes.
Well, that's not good. Fel just killed the Yeti, though. Poor Yeti. Oh my gosh, this boss is so long.
Yeah, I was not a fan of this boss. And I can't imagine the other bosses are shorter either.
Yeah, I don't think they would be.
Alright, well, Carol seems to be really struggling with this game because he's on 0 lives again. Hopefully he just continues and just, you know, tests to see where he is rather than
Please do,
immediately
Karos.
resetting.
I would be sad if you don't. Hey,
Because-
a dragon is through the boss, by the way.
Yep, that's nice. And I think Gruntmeister's going to make it, even if he just trades hits with the boss. He'll make it. The problem is his chain is super short, so like he has to get real close to the boss to even hit him.
Gotcha.
I don't know why he's playing so safe on the boss. He should know the amount of damage the boss does. He only does 1 unit of health. He needs to get way closer than he is. He might actually game over on the boss, which would be really bad.
Ooh, yeah, he took a little bit of damage right there.
Okay, good. He's getting closer.
Good.
Well, not that close. Okay, I think Grump has this.
I think so. Oh no, Grump! Oh! Grump has one more hit that he needs to do.
He can still do it. He just has to be. He's a little too far.
There we go.
Now
that worked. Wow.
Okay.
It was almost a game over there. Hey, by the way, Karos has learned how to continue. Karos is up to 3 lives. I think this is later on in the world. Yeah.
Yeah, this is not the first stage. So, Karos learned that continuing is fine. Although that probably makes him feel not too good, because that means he knows that he really wasted a lot of time doing the reset.
By the way, Mike, I've got a waffle.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. Thank you, Justin, for keeping me fed. So, you know what? I never actually played Bomberman when I was a kid, Mike.
It's a fun game. It's a good multiplayer too.
Yeah, I should sometime.
I think people are going to try to set up a 10-player Saturn Bomberman at RPG Link Break.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, I know that Shentalk was mentioning it. Or at least someone was.
Okay, I may consider jumping into that then. Does chat get waffles? Yeah, everybody gets a waffle.
Alright, it looks like Feltemp definitely has the lead. Although Dragon is not too far behind. Is only 1 stage behind Feltemp. And Grumpmeister's a little bit behind, having a bit of a slow boss fight. But
I think Dragon is doing a good strat of just trying to conserve the power-ups as much as possible.
That is a very good strategy. And he's doing a good job with it so far.
The spikes! Well.
Oof.
A lot of damage from the Yeti, and of course the other enemy just decides to show up and mess with Dragon. Oh my gosh. Having the enemies on the ice is kind of not good. Okay, everybody is starting to make some progress.
Annoying about this game is that there's a lot of enemies that once they see you, they'll charge at you.
Oh yeah.
Which makes it a lot harder to deal with the enemies because, especially for the short range chain, because then you won't really be able to kill them before they hit you.
Yeah. So I think there are two strats that you could possibly go for in this game. One is just get up in enemies' grills and destroy them. And the other one is conserve your power-ups and dodge hits. And I can see either option being viable here. I honestly have no clue, Mike. The bad thing is that it seems like if you take damage, the enemies often chain it, and you're just sort of stuck.
Yeah, I mean, you do have iframes, but you don't have a ton of them. And a lot of the enemies just have attacks that freeze you, like that Yeti, and then you're just stuck there for a couple of seconds, or until they hit you.
Oh, geez, the sliding section that Grumpmeister just went through, I love that it doesn't stick you on the last tile in that row. It sticks you sort of halfway between tiles. And so it's
Yeah.
very easy to accidentally walk into the spikes there.
Yeah.
Karos is on to the boss here. Should be... I was gonna say it should be a fairly fast kill, but that's a lie. This boss just takes too long. All of you game devs who are watching this, you know, it's fine to have bosses disappear and reappear somewhere else, but don't make it take this long. Ugh. We just want to get into the action.
Yeah, so Karos is going to be on this boss for a couple of minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Alright. So, even though Dragon was behind Fell Temp, he's making faster progress through the stages than Fell Temp is. I know Fell Temp is trying to be very safe and preserve his power-ups, but maybe he's being too safe about preserving his power-ups. This game's pretty forgiving when it comes to lives and continues, and the passwords are easy to remember.
Yeah, I kind of think that at this point I would probably just rush more than try to conserve health, because it's not very punishing when you die.
Yeah, I mean, whether you want to rush or not in a game really depends. If you remember that invitational match that we had, you know, about 3 weeks ago at this point with KusoGr4nde, I realized that whenever I got the milk in that Obolchama game, like, all the enemies were turned to stone, so I could just rush through the game a lot.
Oh,
and
yeah.
the game had unlimited continues, so it wasn't too unforgiving. I would still play carefully through the stages overall because there were no checkpoints. So it's really just a matter of, like, where and if the game checkpoints you, and, you know, if you can recover or not. Because, like, if it's some dookie like Conan, you kind of want to play it safe, so, you know, you don't lose progress. But if it's a game where you can easily make up that progress, then there's nothing wrong with taking a few risks here and there.
Oh yeah, I agree. Yeah, and I'm thinking with this, you know, every game you've got to develop a different strategy for how you're going to tackle it. Sometimes taking risks will pay off, sometimes being really careful will pay off. Honestly, this is one of those where I think risk is going to give you a lot of reward.
Yeah.
Feltemp.
And Dragon has taken... It looks like Dragon is mostly tied with Feltemp.
Yeah.
Could easily take the lead here. They're on the second boss, who at least doesn't have an obnoxious shield like the first boss.
Oh, good.
It does look like it just likes to hit you a lot, though, and with really hard to dodge attacks. It looks like to dodge it, you might have to jump over the arms, if that's possible.
Well, yeah, learning a little bit of the pattern would help. It looks like Feltemp just jumped right into, like, the boss's grill and is tanking damage. That might be the right way to go about it, though. I'm really wondering if a game over on a boss is actually that punishing. We might find out.
Don't know. Both players are about to game over. I think Feltemp is just going all out, and that's honestly not the worst strategy.
I would risk the game over right now just to see what happens. And it looks like you just start back on the boss with all of your health, and he is still damaged. Yeah. Tanking damage is definitely the way to go.
Yeah, and Dragon is not far behind. Is taking a safer strat, but it's actually working out mostly in his favor, just following the boss's movements and hitting the boss. Unfortunately, the boss kills Dragon before he's able to get the final hit in the boss.
But Dragon now has the knowledge.
And speaking of the boss, Karaz is finally done with the first boss.
Feltemp is on to the third world. Yeah, this game is rather forgiving when it comes to dying. This game seems like it definitely has problems, but it seems enjoyable in ways. Big Honkin' Burger, good to see ya.
Yeah, you could argue that this game is good. It's not great, but it seems decent.
Oh, yeah. Feltemp is in a little bit of an awkward platforming section, especially with the shells. He jumped over on a shell and took a bunch of damage. But there gotta be power-ups in these, right?
This is true, Shentok. No game is perfect. But the games we showcase in here are a lot farther from perfect than what most people will play.
Yeah, I feel like, especially if this was released to a Western audience, some people would play it, but it would be very few. I mean, very few people know about this comic.
Yeah, this feels like one of those games that if they released it for a Western audience, they would have stripped like basically all anime references out of the game. Because that was a common thing they did in the late 80s and early 90s era of gaming.
Yeah, I think I would agree. I mean, like Last Battle. Last Battle totally isn't an anime game, Mike.
It's totally not. With Arzak.
Arzak. Well, I'm enjoying today. This is being fantastic so far. I've had an absolute blast.
Yeah, it's been a good day so far. Conan what was a good watch. Even if it wasn't a good play for most of your players. Fortunately, the one player who was in the call was the one player who didn't want to kill you afterward.
Oh, good. Yeah. You know what? That's the way I like to keep it. If you want to hop on a call and then you're like, I'm going to kill you, I usually disconnect right after.
Yeah, fair.
I'm like, we're done for today.
I think Feltemp is just trying to figure out how to traverse this area.
At this point, Grumpmeister is starting to fall back a little bit. I think he may be being a little bit too careful.
And actually, Dragon is actually ahead now, having
figured out how to traverse the platforms.
Oh yeah. These platforms seem bouncy, and I'm not exactly sure how they move you, but they're annoying.
Game face, Kara's game over, and the first thing he did was reset. So that set him back quite a ways, and I don't think it's possible to catch up because the progress in this game is very forgiving.
I don't know. It's not impossible to catch up, at least to Grumpmeister, especially if he takes a lot of risks.
That's true. He could catch up to Grumpmeister if he just goes all out and takes a lot of risks, which he seems to be doing right now. So there is a chance.
Yeah, never say never. You never know what's going to happen when it comes to progress. Also, this is one of the rare games that we have on KusoGr4nde that actually has a decent password system, Mike.
Yeah, it's just 4 digits. It's nothing torturous.
Yeah,
and
they're
with
like
4
normal
digits,
numbers.
it's very likely, with how forgiving the game is, it just gives you 3 lives to start with. Like, it doesn't track all of your progress or anything like that. Unlike some games like Impossible.
Oh, what a game. Oh, a dragon falls into the sea and takes a death.
It's fine. He still seems to be ahead, so it's not like he's struggling or anything.
Oh, yeah.
Even though dying is definitely not good in this game, because you slow down and it makes your chain real short. The progress in this game is so forgiving. You can just kind of tank hits and, just kind of power your way through.
Oh, yeah. By the way, I really like this golden ball that the golden ball and chain that Dragon has. It breaks things pretty much instantly when you use it,
Yep.
and I'm not sure if it deals more damage to the enemies, but it might.
No, it doesn't.
Oh,
It doesn't
okay.
deal more damage to the enemies, but it does break the blocks instantly.
Gotcha.
Because normally you have to hit the block, and if there's another breakable rock under it, then you have to hit it again, but the golden ball and chain just lets you go through it right away.
Oh, yeah. Felt Temp has figured out most of how you deal with the bouncy blocks, but unfortunately took a death there. Not a death, fell into a pit.
Yeah. And it looks like Grumpmeister is onto World 3 himself.
Nice. Karos has a little bit of work to do to catch up. I still think it's possible, though. We've got half an hour left.
It is, but it's still going to be tough.
Yes. Okay, so people in chat are pointing out that there are different strategies for taking on each of the different enemies here. I'm not exactly sure. I'm trying to think. What was I going to say? Apparently some enemies can block damage from certain directions. I'm not 100% sure. Also, yeah, there was the dragon in the early areas that would end up causing all the tiles to flip over and deal damage to you. So I'm assuming that each enemy has some different trick up its sleeve.
Yeah, it does seem like they're past the rocket launcher enemies in the third world, which is nice, because I found those one of the most obnoxious enemies in the game.
Oh, really? I think Karol Z just got frozen? That's not very nice.
Yeah, those Yetis freeze you, and you'll be frozen either for a couple of seconds or until something else hits you.
Okay. Wow, that's just rude, those Yetis. Okay, I think that most of the players have really figured out a good way to make some solid, quick progress in this game. I mean, Dragon appears to be heading on to the boss of Area 3 here. Sorry, World 3, Area 8. We've got this UFO thingy.
Okay, you know what? Aside from the first boss, it doesn't look like any of the other bosses have obnoxious shields or iframes. Although this one, yeah, moves around a lot, so it might actually be a bit hard to hit.
Yeah. Looks like Dragon is jumping around a little bit in order to get in a good placement to deal some damage. Probably a good idea there.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he can actually attack during the jump, so he could possibly sneak in an extra hit that way.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, actually, even though the bosses don't have shields or anything, that attack is pretty obnoxious.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Tanking a little bit of damage just so that he can land a hit. It looks like Fell Temp is onto the boss as well. Who is going to develop the fastest strategy first, though? That's the question.
Yeah, I don't know if you can get more than 2 or 3 hits per pass on this boss.
I don't know.
Because you can't. Okay, you can hit him during the laser. Oh, it turns out you can game over.
Oh, no. Well, Fel better have written passwords. Or if you can just stage select, that's cool too, but that's a little bit rough.
Yeah. I hope he has the password.
Oh, you can just stage select. Okay,
Oh,
we're
okay.
back in this. Unfortunately, yes, that does mean...
even though we'd count the progress, if the game has a final stage that requires beating all the other stages, that would be really bad for Feltemp, because he wouldn't be able to reach it until he repeats stages 1 and 2.
Correct.
Okay, so there is actually a penalty for going super aggressive in this game.
Okay. I actually had no clue. Isn't that fun that we're discovering that 35 minutes into the match that this game is actually fairly punishing if you are being too risky? Yeah, the thing is, Fell Temp still has a chance to get back into this. Dragon does not know that their limited continues, but at the same time, Dragon finishes World 3, moves on to World 4, extending his lead. Even if he does run into a full game over at some point, this is still a significant amount of progress.
Yeah, and hopefully he writes down the password. They're not hard to remember. I mean, 7706, that's
Well,
not exactly...
I don't think they're using passwords.
password.
They're just doing each individual world.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Karo Z is onto the boss of the ice area. That's going to put them a little bit behind Fell Tempo. Not too serious. Karo Z could potentially catch up to Fell Temp. We'll have to see what he does. This boss is being a jerk, though.
Yeah, so Gruntmeister can actually get into second now. If he makes it up to the boss and kills him without losing all of his continues.
Gruntmeister is a little bit confused about this level, though. Trying to figure out how to actually get somewhere without falling into the ocean.
Yeah, the game always bounces you in 2 brick lengths.
Yeah, so the answer is going to be jump left, up, 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 right, and then break the shell that's on the ground to at the top right of the map there. Let's see what Gruntmeister can do. Okay, it looks like he's got the right idea here. Unfortunately, falling to his death again. But he's dealt damage to the shell, and so he should be able to kill it next time. What was stage 3, boss? It was a stupid robot that disassembles and reassembles itself. I don't know.
Yeah, and fires electricity. What Grumpmeister wanted to do is bounce back and forth between those 2 blocks. Which I think you can do. But anyway, he made it, so he's good.
Oh, you know, I kind of like the visuals of this map that Dragon is on, the jungle of sorts. At the same time, it's maybe a little bit too colorful. And for someone who's a bit colorblind, the green and the brown platforms are going to be difficult to differentiate for some people. It's not quite as much for me, but, you know, I know that there are some people who are more colorblind than I am.
Yeah, this stage has both green and red that Dragon is on, so if you have red-green color blindness, this might be a bit rough.
Oh, yeah. Like, I do, but not that bad. Oh my gosh. Okay, Dragon finally made it up to the enemies at the top part of the screen. Let's see how long it takes to kill these guys. They deal a lot of damage. Just tons of hits all over the place.
Yeah, there's not really a whole lot of space to dodge there either. Fortunately, Dragon has made it to the 4th stage, so even if he has to continue,
Still
or even
got
if
a
the game
solid
overs,
lead.
yeah, he'll still be in the lead.
Hey, apparently there will be 10-player Bomberman at RPG Limit Break. So if you want to get in on that, be sure to show up. I guess. Okay, so here's my question. There are arrows on the ground. What do those arrows do? Do you have any idea, Mike? The red...
I'm trying to remember what the arrows did. Oh, if you hit them, then the arrow will send a shockwave in that direction. Talking about the white. You're talking about the white arrows, right?
No,
and then that
red
shockwave
squares.
will stun enemies. Oh, the red squares? That I don't know.
Okay. Maybe the red squares actually keep the shockwave going. I wouldn't be too surprised.
You know, for all of his struggles early game, Karaz is making a pretty good comeback on stage 3.
Oh, yeah. Like, Karaz is still in last place, but I think it's going to be possible that he moves into 3rd. Like,
worth noting that Dragon is on his final life and might be on his last credit, and he might not know it.
you might be correct, yeah. Yeah, we have no idea what the stage 4 boss is. We will see. Okay, Feltemp can likely just send a shockwave around the entire stage. That would be beneficial if he stood up at the top and shot the white square. But that's okay. The enemies are all dead. See, Mike, it's a puzzle Bomberman game. You gotta figure out the puzzle.
I mean, I didn't say it wasn't.
Are you sure? I don't know. I heard a little doubt in your voice.
I mean, it's basically a Bomberman clone, except you have a ball and chain. So yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Okay. Well, for everybody who's here who doesn't know what's going on, essentially we have 1 hour for all of the players to make as much progress as possible. Whoever makes the most progress at any given time in the match is the victor. Dragon, at this point, is currently on stage 4. Nobody has made it to stage 4, putting Dragon in first place at the moment.
It's also worth noting that Grumpmeister is on the boss, and as long as Grumpmeister gets some hits on the boss, has figured out the bomb. Unfortunately, it looks like the boss is completely invincible once it disassembles, so use the bomb at a really poor timing, but as long as he gets like at least 4 or 5 hits in the boss, I think Dragon's ahead. Feltemp did not get a lot of hits on the boss. Or sorry, I mean Grumpmeister pulls ahead.
I like these robots on Dragon's screen. If they line up with you, they just try to electrocute you. They're not the nicest robots in the world. So, do you happen to know any of the plot of this game? Any of the... like, why are we in Bomberland?
I have no clue. I was only given about 1 day to test this game, and I didn't really have a lot of time yesterday, so I didn't really test it until this morning.
Gotcha. Well, that's fine. That's fine. They're called goofs. Okay. Let me check this out. The Super Tekkyuu fight. Tekkyuu fight. There we go. Okay.
Dragon 7396 and Grumpmeister both say they unironically enjoy the game.
You know, it
So
seems
probably-
like it has some good things to it.
Sprint God, that would be an issue, but considering we're almost 3/4 of the way through the match and the farthest anyone is on World 4, it seems unlikely that we'll have more than one person getting to that point, if we even have one person getting to that point.
Okay, I'm trying to find any sort of story here. They're stuck in a maze. Well, duh, I knew that. Thank you very much, wiki article about this game. Yeah, there's not really much information, but that makes sense. It never really came over.
And
Here,
Grumpmeister has defeated the 3rd boss and
Nice.
is definitely in 2nd now.
Feltemp
However,
is
it,
not far behind.
Exactly. Places can definitely switch in between the two. I mean, maybe it's possible for Cross to catch up, but it's looking more and more unlikely. That reset on the first game over really didn't work out for him.
So apparently this game does have a multiplayer mode. Up to 4 people can play battling each other. So very similar to Bomberman. So if anybody wants to bring this to RPG Limit Break, we can duke it out.
We could. I do have a Super Nintendo multi-tap that I could bring.
Oh, nice. So, Dragon currently is in first place, Grumpmeister in second. It looks like Feltemp is in third, and Karo's in fourth. That game over was really costly for Fel.
Yeah. It was. Although Fel's definitely going to beat the boss this time. He's just face tanking hits, which honestly makes sense. He has plenty of lives, plenty of continues, so that he doesn't have to worry about game overing again. Grumpmeister might have to worry about a game over, but even if he game overs, he'll just go back to the beginning of World 4.
Oh, yeah. What? There are little plants that you can get to attack for you in this game? Nice, Grumpmeister
yeah,
used
it's similar
those.
to the flame tiles in the first stage, where if you hit them, then flames come out. And I guess the 4th stage has plant tiles.
Aw, that's kind of adorable.
Okay, so Feltemp is now on stage 4.
Yay, stage 4. Yeah, so three out of 4 of our players are there right now as well. That's great.
Yeah, Gruntmeister is on either Area 2 or 3, I want to say. Dragon is definitely the furthest into Stage 4. Not sure which area, but definitely more than halfway through at this point. And Feltemp is on the first area of Stage 4. Karaz is still on Stage 3, but fairly far into it.
Nice. Gruntmeister getting a game over. That's a full game over, but it was early on in this stage. This is allowing Feltemp to have a chance to move back into second place.
Yeah, however, it does look like both Feltemp and Gruntmeister have figured out the vines, so Gruntmeister will really have to rush.
Oh, yeah.
To make back progress to where he was and overtake Feltemp.
Yeah, it's not going to be impossible. Feltemp is taking a lot of damage right now, though. Oh my gosh, these robots. They're rude. Seriously, somebody forgot to program politeness into their...
Now, does anyone in chat know which stage area Gruntmeister died on? I think it's Area 2, but I'm not 100% sure.
I have no idea.
Alright, and Karaz is on third boss, learning how annoying the boss can be. Karaz is on his last life. Hopefully this isn't his last credit, or else he might have a rude awakening.
Oh, that would be so bad. That would make it so that Karaz cannot catch up, essentially.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, it looks like Dragon is on to the boss of Stage 4. Again, Dragon just keeping this solid lead. Let's see if he can kill this ugly tomato.
What is that?
This is like, look, you know, people grow tomatoes in their garden and they're mostly normal. This is what they look like in my garden, okay? I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Maybe I'm giving them the wrong fertilizer.
So it's a tomato with warts?
Yeah, it's a very warty... And also, it tries to kill you. It's kind of bad.
Alright, so let's see if Karaz... He has a continue, he's fine.
Good. Good. Still, this boss takes forever.
Yeah, the fourth boss, however, doesn't really have any iframes or elaborate patterns, so Dragon's just face tanking the boss, which I think is a good plan.
I think so. Damage race. That's what it's called. We've got one of those going on, and it looks like Dragon is through the boss. Evil Tomato is down. And we're moving on to Stage 5.
Nice. At this point, I think it's going to be hard for anyone to catch up with Dragon. Everyone has had a full game over except for Karaz, and he's the one who needs to catch up.
Oh. Okay, this actually looks a lot more calmed down than the previous stages. I'm not gonna lie.
What, Stage 5?
Yeah. Like, I can actually see what's going on. They're magnets, though. I'm a little bit concerned about that.
Yeah. Doesn't look too bad, though. It does look like Feltemp has overtaken second from Gruntmeister. There can still be some back and forth, so we'll see. Gruntmeister is making fairly fast progress through these stages.
Okay, good.
And Karaz is one hit away and beats the boss.
Nice, Karaz. Moving on to Stage 4. Everybody has made it to Stage 4 then. I don't know, we've had a good amount of progress
Unfortunately, here. I think it's unless if Gruntmeister and Feltemp really slow down, I don't think Karaz can actually catch up to Feltemp or Gruntmeister.
Oh, come on, you can do it. By the way, I forgot to say thank you, Bill Bull, for coming with a large host. I hope that everybody here appreciates fake Bomberman games. I feel like just using bombs would have been better.
Yeah. I don't know how this game would work in versus.
I don't know.
Because I assume the 4 players versus, because as you can see from the 2-player mode, there's only one person who can push start, so looks like this mode is only 2 players. Gruntmeister is really struggling with the jumps here. I think his the perspective is a bit off here, and that's really throwing him off.
Very well could be, yeah. Okay, luckily Gruntmeister is on to Area 4 of Level 4.
Yeah. And Feltemp is only 2 enemies away from completing Area 4.
Yeah, I actually think at this point Dragon probably has such a lead that he has no chance of being beaten.
It's not a probably, it's a definitely. He would... I think... I mean, obviously, we're not going to tell him to stop playing because we want to see, more of the game. But I think even if he dropped the controller at this moment, he would still be in first.
I think so, yeah. Everybody else is currently fighting for second, third, and fourth. Honestly, for all of them...
It's really between second and third. Gruntmeister's a bit behind. He has a chance to catch up as long as he goes through the stages fairly fast. It does look like he and Feltemp are going through the stage at a fairly equal pace, so we'll just have to see.
Yeah. Well, I think Karos is not 100% out of this. It really depends on what happens with Feltemp and Gruntmeister. Honestly, if they get game over or run into a giant wall, that's going to be hard.
They've already game overed, so they won't get game overs anytime soon.
Oh, good point. Okay.
I don't think it's really possible for Karaz to catch up. He's not too far behind, but he's actually the closest of all the players to game over.
Try to be optimistic, Mike.
I know, Brosencha, but you gotta be realistic.
Well, okay, I appreciate your real nature.
And
There's
where was
the
that
game
optimism
over
during Conan of all games?
Well, that game's butts. Karos
Yeah, that's true.
takes the
There
full
is
game
no
over.
optimism in Conan. Optimism does not exist in the world of Cimmeria.
It's true. It's just absolutely the worst.
Okay, it does look like Karaz game overed.
Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to get back into this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Gruntmeister and Feltemp, those are the two to watch right now. And if I'm not mistaken, Feltemp is currently leading this pack.
Correct. Gruntmeister just got onto Area 6. Feltemp has 2 enemies left in Area 6.
Nice. Or Area 7. And there we go, we've got a boss.
Never mind then. No, there's an Area 8 and then the boss.
No,
So
Area
looks like,
8 is the boss.
Oh yeah, you're right, sorry. So it looks like Feltemp's actually 2 stages ahead of Gruntmeister, so I'm not sure if Gruntmeister can catch up at this point, but we'll see.
Ooh, Feltemp is taking a lot of damage, took a death against the boss. Not a huge surprise, it's a giant tomato. And simply put, back in the day, people died because they ate tomatoes. And in fact, they thought tomatoes were poisonous, but as it turns out, it's just their dishes had a lot of lead in them, and the tomatoes pulled the lead out because of their acidity. So, tomatoes caused a lot of lead poisoning back in the Middle Ages.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why they're evil.
So, now, is this just a medieval fact, or is this medieval Utah facts?
It's Just plain medieval fact.
Fair.
Sorry, Mike. I'm trying to think of a good Utah fact for tomatoes. Nah, I can't think of any. We don't believe in tomatoes here.
As Amazing Toaster said, it's
No!
too smart and
Feltemp!
real to be a Utah fan.
Feltemp got a full game over.
Oh, that's actually, he took off a little more than half of the boss's health. It looks like the boss has about 8 to 9 bits of health left. This is actually a chance for Gruntmeister.
Wow. Gruntmeister
He-
may be able
he
to
has
move
to
into the
really
second place.
hurry up, though.
Yes. I mean, we've got under 2.5 minutes left. It's not impossible, but he's got to rush.
I don't think Gruntmeister is on his final continue.
I don't think so, but we'll see. Oh, come on, kill this dude, Gruntmeister!
Yeah, these robots are super annoying.
Okay, there we go. On to the boss. Gruntmeister, you gotta rush. We have 1 minute and 45 seconds until the end of the match.
I don't know the exact health value of the boss. I was trying to track it, but I'm pretty sure Kate made a clip. Because Kate's real good at that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. He is playing fairly aggressively. Unfortunately, there's no items here, and he has fairly short range, and you can get comboed like that. That also happened to Dragon and Feltemp. It's not that surprising that's happening.
Okay, still has a continue. Let's see.
Okay, that actually is very much in Gruntmeister's favor. He has to get about 10 more hits on the boss. It's definitely
gosh.
possible.
This is
but
ridiculous. How is it this
He
close,
only has about a
Mike?
minute left.
I love it. I love when matches
Okay.
are this close.
Okay.
I think Gruntmeister is going to move into second place right now.
I think he's right at the same amount of health. Yeah, I think he's either at the same amount of health or he's beat Feltemp, and he still has chance to get some hits in. And if he beats this boss, then he's definitely ahead.
Okay, we've got half a minute
see.
left. Dragon is on to this boss, by the way. Look at this.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow, that's a lot of stuns to the boss. Yeah, Gruntmeister has definitely pulled ahead into second.
Yeah. Wow. In the last minute, we had a lead change between second and third. Gruntmeister second, Feltemp in third. Karos, unfortunately, still in fourth. And we've got 5 seconds. Wow, Dragon just creamed that boss, and we're done.
That might actually be the last stage of the main stages before you, like, move on to the final stage. So, so it meant that this game was the perfect length for this style of format.
Wow, this actually worked.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Dragon managed to take the victory. It looks like Gruntmeister took second, Feltemp third, and Carol managed to take fourth. Gruntmeister just moved into second in the final minute of this match. It was a lot tighter than I expected. What a great watch. I'm just letting them know. I'm letting Dragon know if they want. He can go ahead and join General Voice, and then we can drag him in. There we go. Dragon, how you doing? Hello, Dragon. Are you here? Are you here? Well, I see your icon. Go ahead and troubleshoot. We'll be chilling here for a little while as we get ready for the next game.
You might have your mic muted, or if you need to set up your mic, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm just thinking.
So, that
Mike.
match was a lot better than I anticipated. I thought it might be a little boring just due to the semi-repetitive nature of the game, but it ended up being a really close finish at the end.
Howdy.
Hello, Dragon. Hey, so, initial reaction, what are your thoughts about the game?
I legitimately enjoy that game. I'm playing more of it.
Okay. Yeah, I think
Fair
that
enough.
probably most of the players enjoyed it. while it's not the worst game out there, it definitely has some issues, but I think that, like, the good stuff overlooks that.
Yeah, it took a little bit of time getting used to all the jumping patterns and figuring out the trick of some of the stages, but I was very much enjoying myself there.
Well, good. Yeah, was there anything that particularly stood out to you that you liked or disliked?
I mean, it was super generous on lives and continues. I was actually very surprised by that. And so it just felt like I always had the ability to come back from just about anything during that.
Oh, that's...
I didn't... Yeah, I
That's
didn't
good.
have the feeling that it was ever hopeless on anything.
Okay, so no impending
yeah,
doom.
The only problem is if you game over on a boss, then you have to start all the way back over at the beginning of an area, which actually happened to Fell Temp.
Oh, ouch, yeah.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate, and that's what ended up moving Feltemp from second to third in the end.
Yeah, I had my one game over, I think it was like stage 4 in a set, so...
Yeah, it was stage
fun
4-2 or so, 4-3 maybe. You were not far into the stage, so it was fine.
Yep, you managed to do it. Well, I'm glad that you really enjoyed this game. I think it was a fun watch. I've never really been a Bomberman kind of person, but it definitely has that vibe.
Oh, yeah. I haven't played a Bomberman since Bomberman 2 back on the NES, so...
Oh, really? I
Yep.
love it. Well, maybe you brought back your little childhood feeling there and managed to plow through this. Well, Dragon, anything else you want to say before we move on?
No, nothing else I can say. Grats to all the other runners. I'm looking forward to watching this one here in a bit, and good luck to the next runners.
Oh yeah, we